All right, so this stretching and breathing series will be a staple throughout the program, so make sure to save some time for it. During this movement here, we're really stretching our hamstrings and adductors and a little bit into our calves as well. And I'm making a point on my hand on my chest and my stomach. We really want to focus on our breathing during this stretch. It will help us relax into the stretch. At the same time, it's allowing our muscles that we want to breathe, especially through our stomach and abdominal muscles, to make that breath happen for us. So the goal here while you're breathing is the hand that is on your stomach, it should be moving up and down with each breath. The hand on your chest should not be moving. So that means our breath should be coming from our diaphragm and our stomach using our abdominal muscles and not from our chest. If we're breathing from our chest, that's usually a sign that we're stressed, right? So we're really trying to relax into this. Each time you breathe, you're trying to blow your stomach up as large as you can, right? Fill it up with air. And then as you exhale, get down to the very bottom of that breath and really squeeze your abdominals to squeeze out the last bit of air. All right, so hang out there for about a minute or so. The next stretch here we'll get into is really a great IT band stretch. It hits a little bit of the opposite hip flexor across the abdominals and then thoracic spine as well. So it's a great stretching maneuver here. The key part here is we're trying with my left hand there on my left knee, or actually my right knee since I'm crossed over, is we're trying to get that leg nice and straight so you'll feel a big stretch in that lateral side from your knee up into your hip. That's your AT band. You should also feel a pretty big stretch across your chest into the pectoralis major as well. So about 30 seconds or so on each side. I'm kind of showing you both sides here just to give you an idea of how you orient yourself in space. A nice move here is to put your knee of that bottom hip, drive that knee into the wall, and then have a nice straight line from your knee all the way to your head. That's the position you're trying to achieve. And then arms straight out on across the ground, and you're just trying to relax and breathe here. You shouldn't be stretching into pain. Only stretch into kind of mild discomfort and really trying to relax into that. The more you can relax into it, the more your muscles will finally say, hey, I can relax and stretch out as well, right? So it's kind of a mental process too. The next exercise is an excellent one. It's an adductor stretch. I'm going to show you two different angles here, but these muscles kind of get overused, especially if we sit a lot throughout the day. So they're kind of the inside thigh muscles, and you'll feel that if you've never done this one before. It might be a little tender in that area, so maybe take some time and sit back into that stretch. If there's pain, back away from it, right? We can kind of work into this, and the more we do it, the more flexibility and range of motion we'll get in that hip area. Now I'm showing you this side angle also because you want like a nice straight plane from your head to your tailbone and no hyperextension of the lumbar area. So nice straight line, and just let that stretch happen. Breathe into it and just relax, right? So try and spend anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute into this stretch, and just try and breathe and relax. The last one of this series is a hip flexor stretch, and a great way to actually work on posture during this movement as well. So when you think about this stretch, get your shoulders back, head in line with your spine, and really let that stretch along your hip happen. So you'll notice as I do this, I'll use that glute of the knee that's on the ground. I'll flex and activate that glute and push into my hip. And while I do that, it really activates my glute in a sense that it allows the stretch on the opposite side or in my hip flexor and my quad to really lengthen and stretch, right? So the key part here, just with many of our exercises, is to breathe. Same thing, a little bit different angle. You'll see me push into my hip with my glute and really think about your shoulder posture. If you can get into that position right there, you'll really feel a great stretch along your hip.